Wardley, Dubois, post-fight thoughts. Let's go.
Push the weight and now flex. Flex, the live is 1 in the 6. With the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Drew Titan, Bronze on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. This was a damn good fight. And I just have to ask y'all, who is Daniel Dubois today? Who is he? Who is Daniel Dubois today? Listen, I try not to let a bad performance dictate my thought process towards a fighter, but that's very, very difficult because this Daniel Dubois is not the Daniel Dubois that fought Alexander Usyk the second time. This is not the guy. Now, I think I was just pretty pissed off at Daniel because of the shenanigans that I heard of leading up to the day of that fight. And I'm like, oh my God, bro, you just handed Usyk the damn win. I know you're better than that. So that Usyk, that Usyk fight is gone. I thought you were robbed in the first fight, and I said, you know what? I think he's going to get him in the second fight, and then you're partying until the day of. And I'm like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. I like Daniel Dubois, but that thing with Usyk really, put a sour taste, on his career, in my opinion. They doubted this man before. And he got in there with Jarrell Miller. And I remember them saying, oh, Jarrell's just going to walk him down and batter him. I said, no. I picked Daniel. I made a little joke about him, but I picked him to win. I made a little joke. I did a little short video about him. But I picked him to beat Jarrell Miller. And he did. I picked him to beat, who's this Herman Munster looking dude? I can't think of his name right now. The Croatian dude. But Daniel stepped to him and battered him. And then when he got the AJ fight, I said, man, I got Daniel all the way. And it wasn't even close. And then he got in there with Usyk, and I'm like, oh, Lord, come on, bro. So leading up to this fight, I'm not a betting man. I don't look at the odds or anything, but I'm going to assume that Fabio was favored. He's on fire right now, He has thunder in that right hand. He's a late bloomer in the sport, but what you lack in experience, you can make up in intangibles, like toughness, natural ability. Dare I say Jordan-esque. Not saying he's Michael Jordan of boxing. What I'm saying is Michael Jordan wanted to play baseball. In fact, when he retired for 2 years, he played baseball. But for some reason, he was a savant in basketball when he got older. You know what I mean? So Fabio Wardley has he's a natural athlete, and he picked up on the game late, but he's gotten this far. So with that being said, I salute him. And for him to have gotten to this level, and he's not done. But for him that's gotten this level with limited background is to be said. It's a testament to who he is as an athlete, who he is as a man. And this guy, if you watch this fight from start to finish, he has grit. Now, let's talk about what happened. Well, what happened was the real Daniel Dubois showed up. That's what happened. And by the way, Salute to Hodgins, right? Salute to Truck, Fabio Wardley. I had Hodgins. I did an interview with him months ago. You could go to my page and put in his name. It comes up. Me and my brother Trick Nolte. Salute to Trick Nolte, who got me the interview. And he's a good dude. Hodgins is a good dude, and Fabio Wardley's a good dude. He just the experience gap, it showed. And I said leading up to this fight, I didn't do a prediction. I really don't like doing predictions. I barely do them, but I didn't do one for this. But when I talked to my brothers behind the scene, I said, Fabio is going to get Daniel. He's going to have to get him early, because the longer the fight goes, right? If Daniel is still around, the longer this fight goes, that's where the experience kicks in. And unfortunately for Fabio, the real Daniel Dubois showed up. And Fabio did a splendid job early in the fight. You saw he dropped him. I mean, that right hand is thunderous. He brought it over the top, boom, hit him on top of the head. And Daniel went down. He got up, he looked at his corner. He said, I'm all right. I'm all right. And here's what I can respect. He got up off the floor. He had a little bit of a shock look. He's like, whoa, holy smokes. It was a flash. He wasn't on wobbly legs. He looked at his corner. He was like, yo, I'm good. And at that point, when you're an athlete on this level, the stadium erupted. But Daniel maintained, man. He wasn't embarrassed. He wasn't looking around smiling and like, oh my God, I just got knocked out. He didn't care. He's wired different. When you're on that level, you're wired different on this level. And what he did was he weathered the storm. He was dropped in round 1, and I think he was dropped in round 2 or 3. I thought he was dropped twice. He was hit with a right hand, and he took a knee before something else happened. And that is strategic. Well, not like a knee. He went down so he could avoid it. Now, the bad part is it's a 10-8 round, but the good part is when you're a professional, that word strategic knee, that's just what it is. It was strategic. He got his bearings about him, and Daniel Dubois boxed his way back into this fight. And like I said, the more the fight went on, you saw the difference of experience between him and Fabio. You saw the difference. He was picking his shots. That jab could not miss. And then what happens after the jab? The right hand. I think he probably, I didn't check, but he probably broke Fabio's nose, because Fabio started to you started to see the damage. You started to see it, and the experience just settled in. And Fabio if he had a plan B, I couldn't hear the corner work. I'm really big on corner work. I'll go back and listen to see what I can hear. But there was no plan B. I'm sure they worked on some things, but that's where you saw, Fabio couldn't make no adjustments, and he, he wasn't too good defensively down the stretch either. Daniel was landing at will, but when they got into these heated exchanges, Daniel was trying to go for it, and a puncher's a puncher. Daniel had to be careful, because I saw Wardley slipping some uppercuts and throw some right hands. He actually rocked Daniel a good while. He just hit him and he backed up, and Daniel just got right back in there and jumped on him. And eventually he stopped him. Eventually he stopped Truck. He stopped Fabio Wardley. And he didn't complain. He hurt Wardley at least 4 times, man. And right when it ended, Daniel landed that right hand, and Wardley was like stumbling and damn near turned his back. And then the ref said, nope, I've had enough. And Fabio, in those situations, you can be too tough for your own good, because I didn't see him quitting. You know what I mean? And at that point, the ref has to look out for the safety of the fighters. And I'm glad Fabio's okay. He was clapping at the end. They hugged it out. It wasn't nasty or nothing like that. It wasn't disrespectful. Would I like to see this again? Well, of course, there's some things Fabio needs to work on. You know, this is what happens when you're a late bloomer. You have to work on some things. If y'all not paying attention, the heavyweight division's lit. It's very, very lit. And Fabio's still a live dog. Fabio's still a live dog. He is. And salute to him, man. We don't abandon ship over here. I like Fabio Wardley. Interested to see what he does next. I'm not going to say this is like a redemption thing with Daniel Dubois. With this Usyk thing, I was just mad at him, man, because I know he's better than that. I know he's better than that. And I was just upset, like, damn, man. What do you mean you was partying until the morning time? What do you mean you had like 70 people in your house? What do you mean they all came with you to the arena and they couldn't get in and you got mad and you came in? What do you mean, bro? And Usyk effed around and knocked him out, man. Daniel lost the fight. Usyk didn't win it. Did you understand what I'm just saying? You understand what I just said? Daniel lost the fight more than Usyk won it. That's a fair assessment. Now, would Daniel have won? I picked him to win. But then when I'm finding out on fight night what happened the day of and the day before, I said, oh, it's over. It's over. You just gave Usyk the damn fight, man. You just here, take it. Here, take it. And I was upset with him. And I said, you know what? We will see how he looks in his next fight. And tonight, you saw the real Daniel Dubois show up. Because after the Usyk thing, everyone was writing him off. And I said, well, we're going to have to see. You know, I'm angry at him, but I just get frustrated when I know a fighter could be so much better. And the real Daniel Dubois showed up. This was his test. And salute to him. He did well. You know, I like Daniel Dubois. I was just upset. I get really upset when fighters don't live up to their best potential and they fumble a ball on this level. It's crazy. But his experience is what got the best of what helped him get the best of Fabio Wardley. But this was a fun fight to watch, man. You saw a puncher versus a boxer puncher. And the boxer puncher won. This was boxing, ladies and gentlemen. So salute to both men. I'm glad they're okay. And looking forward to see what's next. Frank Warren got the heavyweight division on lock, man. So let's see what happens, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Bronx on deck. Move!